Hey guys, if you haven't noticed, it's been a minute. And, well, I guess it's time to talk about it. I am gonna be just joking. I'm not leaving. No, I've been sick the last few weeks. If you've noticed that I have not been uploading like normal, I had a bunch of stuff in the can, and then our house got hit with strep throat and flu combination at the same time, and that took the shit out of me for a couple days. And then because I have MS, multiple sclerosis, and I'm already at a disadvantage, and my default these days is like 80%, I typically get pretty wrecked after or during getting sick, even if it's not too big of a deal. And so I've been pretty much in bed these last week and a half. It's only been these last 2 days that I've actually started moving around and being normal. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I didn't disappear or stop doing things. My DayZ videos kind of got effed up because I got sick and busy, and I haven't been able to do any of the editing and whatnot that I need to do. So I just kind of had to stop. But I'm not going anywhere. It's hard. Like I said, I was sick, and then I was like just literally bedbound. And then once I stopped being sick, I felt like more shit than I usually do. And so I've been just recovering from that, and it sucks because like even if I want to do like a video or something, it's like I haven't been able to because I've been dizzy and unable to like even sit and play a game or work on something like this. So that's what's up. That's where I've been. I apologize. Not that many people really care. It's YouTube. If you stop making videos, you disappear. But regardless, I just wanted to keep people updated so that you don't start unsubscribing. I really need those subs, man. I'm trying to make some kind of living out of my life. I'm fucking useless. I have so many potentials, and I'm using none of the kinetics. So, like, this has always been something that I just hoped would pop off eventually. And it gets closer and closer. And it feels like if I did what a YouTuber would do, which is literally live, breathe, sleep, eat, focus on YouTube and quality and this and that and all that, I'd be fine. But I don't want that. That's not me, man. I want to be able to say fuck shit and suck a tit, and I want to be able to, just be me without having to worry about like, oh, is the algorithm gonna hate this? Oh, am I gonna get flagged for being fucking a potty mouth? I don't care about any of that. I'm not trying, it's like some of the people I used to watch a lot of, like Charlie Moist, like he could be so much better, but it feels like he's holding back. In fact, it's gotten to the point now where I don't even I feel like some of his takes on things are fake. Like it's not real. It's like from a weird perspective that's no longer sort of in reality, where it's like he's trying to just contain his thing he's got going on YouTube without really saying what he should say or wants to say. Or maybe he's just playing a character. I don't fucking know. But my whole thing has always just been like, I'm me. YouTube, when I started watching YouTube and what made me want to be on YouTube was that the whole point was like it wasn't censored. It wasn't like condensed down. It wasn't fucking TV. People could make their own shit. They could do their own things. Even if they were fake or they were like trying too hard, they could do their own things unimpeded. And then the ad stuff started happening, and then it started becoming about like, oh, well, I gotta make money and I gotta make a living, and so I gotta like adhere to these rules. Well, that's why I'm poor, because I don't subscribe to that shit, fuck that. So I just do what I do, and I like what I like, and I know there's other people who like what I like and like things that I talk about and shit. So, you know, that's what I've always just kind of done. And if something sparks my fancy, I'll fucking do it. But if you've looked at, if anybody who wants to look through my history of channel and my videos by views, you'll see the things that take off with a bunch of views are not things that I focus on. They are always random things, you know? It's like, oh, I made a video about something I couldn't find, and then that video gets big. But it's not like I'm going to make my whole channel about that subject. So, you know, but I'm not interesting enough, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is that makes people pop. But I'm just me. I'm fucking 40 years old. I'm a fucking nerd. Been a nerd my whole goddamn life. Fucking a hipster, because everything that exists that's cool nowadays, I'm like, yeah, I loved that before it was cool. I got beat up for liking that thing. I got made fun of in school because I liked this thing. Oh, I was a loser because I talked about this subject in middle school. You know, like, I've always been a nerd and a little bit of a loner and an outcast, but that's whatever. I've also always been cool because I was like a skateboarder and a punk rocker, and I was always on the fringe of things, whatever. But like, my point is, YouTube used to be a nice Wild West place of freedom, and now it's not. So for a guy like me who just wants to be myself and I'm just a real dude, it's getting harder. And so, like, when I get sick, on top of already being permanently sick and being on like a fixed income, but I can't make too much money, because if I make too much money, I lose that. And then I lose like my medical benefits. And when you're permanently sick, that's pretty important. So, like, I have to find a way to make just enough of a little bit of a side hustle to, like, not affect that. Or, on the reverse, get blown up so big that that no longer matters, because now I'm making enough money to cover my own bullshit. And so, like, between making YouTube videos in my free time and using what I do already, which is playing a lot of games and, you know, talking about games, being passionate about the subject. But then I also have, you know, I want to make video games. I went to school to make video games. And then every time I get in a position where I'm making something or I'm working on something, life happens. Even recently, I just started working on making a new fucking video game after years of not doing anything. You know, I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make something, you know, just get it out of my system or get it started. And as soon as I start working on it, like, I got problems popping up from here. We're getting sick. I'm out in bed for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, so, and the last time, well, that was when I was in college and graduating. And that's when I got MS, was the last time I seriously was I was right there making a game. I was my final project for school. Like, it's a whole deal that I don't want to talk about. Maybe I should, because maybe that's what people want to hear, and that'll make me pop off. I don't know. It's been a couple, you know, it's been a week and a half. I haven't talked a lot. I had, like I said, strep throat and flu, so I was not exactly in a talking mood. But regardless of all that, my whole point is just to say I am still here, and I'm trying to make something of this situation, you know? I can't get paid to just sit around and take care of my kids. Apparently, taking care of children when you're fucking permanently sick is not a paying job. And my wife works all the fucking time. That's all she does, is like work and go to the store and come home and make dinner, and like, that's it. Everything else, it's just she's at work and then I'm taking care of everything else while trying to take care of myself, and I suck at half of those things. So, like, it's been a struggle. Like, and then I watch a lot of YouTube. Like, that's all I watch. I watch YouTube as my TV. So anything I'm into, or any kind of like quirky thing that I like to follow, I get into it. It pops up in my algorithm. I deep dive, rabbit hole it, and like, I'm into a lot of different types of things. And like, I see a lot of people who like really hustle, and I can't understand how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird thing where I'm like, all these people who do like resell and eBay shops and things like that, and it's like, how the fuck are you doing this? Like, you all make it seem so easy, and then here I am like, how How do I do anything? Even my neighbors. I live in a fucking... I'm white trash. I live in a trailer park. Even fucking, like, half of my neighbors are doing a side hustle. You know, eBay, reselling shit. Like, making a decent side hustle, you know? And I've never known how to do that. I've always sucked. I have all the ideas in the world. You want me to design a video game for you that'll sell millions of fucking copies and people play the shit out of it, but you, like, gotta help me make it or whatever? I can do that. I am a fucking designer. I am a project leader. I can give you the thing. I can tell you the idea, tell you what it looks like, how it works. Every step along the way. I can manage every step along the way. But I cannot seem to produce on my own, even though I know every step along the way, whether it's making video games, making art, making a business, I watch I deep dive all kinds of shit, and I still somehow fail. It's like I'm just, what do they call that? Impotent rage, like that, like potential that's just fucking endlessly stored potential and never goes kinetic. So that's where I've been at. I'm sorry for my rant. No, I'm not. Fuck you. No, I'm just joking. I love you. Please don't go. So that's where I'm at right now. Trying to recover from being sick and get back on track. And then also I've been trying to, like, get a side hustle going, you know? Like, trying to figure things out so that I can stop feeling like a fucking loser. And so I can help actually be productive in the financial sense in my household, because as it is now, it's just it's such a fucking struggle. I know everybody is struggling. Like, that's the point, is like we were struggling before everything was a struggle, even before the pandemic, when everybody fucking struggled. After that, it seems like it all has been going downhill. But like, we were already struggling and we were climbing, we were getting back up. And that's a big, like, that's another big factor that I think a lot of people have experienced too, is like, my wife did nothing but work and get raises and promotions and work and get raises. Got to a point where we were like, yes, finally, we are ready to, like, move up and get out of this bullshit, and, like, we can afford stuff. Like, we're making more than ever. And the pandemic happened, and, like, during the same time that we were increasing our position, we thought we were, everything else was surpassing it. So the inflation was making everything expensive. The fucking housing market went from being like, we had a goal. We were like, oh, we can't afford this, but once we hit this point, we can afford what we need. And then we hit that point and we're like, yes, let's like get this going. And it was like already 3 times more than it was just like a month or weeks ago, that when we were like, what? We're never going to get out of this. And so, like, for the last 2 years, we've been just collectively stuck in this fucking shitbox situation, whilst at the same time making more money than we've ever made. You know, my wife is making more money than she's ever made. I'm not, because fucking God blessed me with multiple sclerosis. But that aside, like, we are making more money than we were ever making, and we're doing worse than we were before that, because of the way that the economy and everything bullshit grown-up stuff went. So it's been a fucking bullshit ride, you know? Like, stuck. It's like I don't know, man. Like building a fucking boat out of gold, but it's stuck on the beach. I don't know. Like, you have a yacht, but you can't go anywhere with it. You know, like you feel like you're doing better and better and better, and then the world around you is like, no, you're never gonna get out of that. So between everything else and the 40 years of trying to figure out how to do this, that's where I'm at. It sucks. I'm gonna keep doing my YouTube thing. I'm gonna keep playing games when I get back to it. In fact, my wife has been begging me every fucking day for like at least the last week. Do you want to play something? Do you feel like playing something? And I'm like, yeah, I want to play, but I can't because my head is dizzy and I can't sit up because fucking I can't concentrate. I can't sit up straight. I was like having a lot of like different just issues because whenever I get sick with something else, it affects whatever my MS shit was. So and then like I got used to certain things. You know, you get used to something. Like it's like when you lose an arm and you still feel it there, but then after a while you get used to it, and then like something happens and like it refreshes it. Like it's the same thing. Like I get with MS, it's like I might be feeling like my version of fine and doing okay, but then something happens and it triggers the MS stuff. So then it's like I'm fucking stumbling. My whole left side is like goes from being like it was smooth moving to being like the fucking Tin Man needing some oil. My shit's like rusty. That's what it feels like. It's like janky and rusty, and so like it feels like my body started feeling like it wanted to go back to being paralyzed. That's how I can explain it. And that's a really hard feeling too. And like, so I didn't have any energy or time for any entertainment stuff because like literally it was like, am I about to be hospital bedbound because I'm going to go paralyzed again or whatever? Am I about to spend 3 months recovering from a fucking MS relapse? What's about to happen here? How bad is this going to get? All that shit. So that's where I've been. That's what's been up. I'm really sorry. Thanks for listening. Thanks for fucking staying with me, subscribing, all that shit. And if you're not and you're just still here because you're like, man, I'm listening to this guy, well, I thank you and I love you, and hit subscribe, because once I get to 500 subscribers, then I can start knocking on YouTube's door, because like that's the first step. And then you got to have watch hours, but I have a lot of watch hours, so then I got to figure out another thing to do to get some of those up. I don't do shorts because I can't freaking get my clips that I make into shorts, and I'm kind of dumb. Also, I don't want to keep doing extra work on more and more shit, but like I feel like if I did some shorts that might help. But man, fuck that game. That's why I'm not on TikTok. That's why I'm not on Instagram. I might be old and fucking set in my ways or whatever, but I don't care. Like, that's how it is. eBay, YouTube, Google, old school. You know, just if it works, it works. Twitter, like, I don't need 8 million places to spread my bullshit. You know what I mean? Anyway, like I said, I love you guys. Thank you guys for sticking around, and those of you who are still around, I'm not going anywhere. And I'll be back with those DayZ videos and whatnot. It got overwhelming because I got, you know, all the other shit going on. So all things will be back on track and smooth sailing. VR is another story, because I got sick and I got fucked up with my dizziness and my fucking MS shit, which makes VR a huge challenge, because I can only do VR when I am at my top, and I'm definitely not anymore. So putting on a helmet and trying to do all that, it's gonna fuck me up, and I'm gonna have to get back into the swing of things again. But VR videos will continue once I get that back in the system. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for watching. Stick around, keep it going. Check out my other videos, like, subscribe, check out, you know, send me money. P.O. Box, my house. Bye!
Was that honey? Oh yeah. Hey, your mom wants you to subscribe if you could, please. Thank you.